Hey everybody, I'm back. Ooh Lord. So I said I was gonna try to get on here a few times a week or daily if possible. So obviously it's getting a little dark outside, so I wanted to jump on here before it got too dark because I love doing my readings outside. Because it's just pretty and peaceful, and sometimes it's really loud inside because I have two boys and they're not very quiet. Like I said, I got a whole bunch of new decks, so I'm going to be reading from different ones. And here's Ethan. He carved the jack-o'-lantern for me. So I actually carved it for himself. I'm just borrowing it. So tonight, I got a new deck that I'm really excited about. Talking to Heaven. It's by Doreen Virtue and James Van Praagh. So, I'm going to just pull a few cards. So if you've lost a loved one and you're wanting a message from them, I've only used this deck one time on a client. So far, like I said, it's brand new. And the client had just lost someone very dear. And they resonated with the reading very, very well. They said it was stuff they had already been feeling, so it was nice for the confirmation. So let's just pull a few cards, see what kind of messages we get. And like I said, if you've lost a loved one recently, the message may resonate with you. Otherwise, just pop on here and say hello, and I'll pull a card for you if there's a specific loved one that you'd like a message from. So the first one, this one actually fell out while I was shuffling. So this one is, I have become one of your guides. So that's really cool because we all have guides. And sometimes when we have friends or family pass over, they become one of our guides and help guide us through life. So kind of like a guardian angel, but not really a guardian angel. But they're always going to be there to help look over us and guide us and help us get through life. So let's pull another. I have a new understanding.
Mom.
So this may actually be somebody that was unsure. Give me just a minute, please. Stop.
Mama, how did I used to say it when I was a baby?
Chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk. Give me some chocolate milk.
So this one, to me, saying I have a new understanding, may actually be from somebody that was unsure of heaven or the afterlife, and they didn't know, you know, maybe they didn't really believe, maybe they thought it would just go away, but now that they're actually around, they're just letting you know that they, you know, maybe you have somebody that passed away and you were concerned about, that maybe they didn't believe in heaven and you were worried that they wouldn't be there, but they're here to let you know that they're there and they believe, they have a new understanding. So that card is actually kind of cool. That one would be very specific, so I think if that card or message was for you, you would definitely know it. So let's pull another. Thanks for visiting. If you just joined, if you would like a card pulled from my Talking to Heaven deck, if you have a loved one that you lost and you want to get a message from, let me know and I'll pull a card for you. This one is, you are never alone. So even if they're not specifically a guide, their energy is always going to be with you, kind of watching over you. So if you've lost a loved one and you kind of feel their presence, sometimes you may smell a perfume, or if they were a smoker or smoked a certain cigar or something, sometimes you may just think you smell the smell out of the blue. That's because they're going to be there with you and they're going to let you know. So does anybody want a card pulled specifically for you to see if you have a message? No? Well, I think the messages are delayed. Like I said, I'm very new to Facebook Live. But I know last night, I had somebody asking for a card reading, and I waited, I finished it. I think I had somebody asking, and then afterwards they were saying hello and asking, "Hey, Mitch, thanks, girl. Thanks for joining. Thanks for saying hello." Because I know, what time is it? It's like 7 here. I know it's 7 a.m. your time. Did you not even go to sleep yet? So I know the messages are delayed. So I'm glad your message just popped up. So let me pull a card for you. So, Mitch, your message, it's kind of cool actually. Especially if somebody wonders about a loved one that was lost and they wonder, can you be with, your family or your friends, or can you do this or that? They're letting you know they don't have the same, not even concept. They don't even have the same energy as time and dimension or space that we do. So they're letting you know that as a soul, they can be in several places at once. And it's a really pretty unicorn. So they're letting you know that they can be with you, and they can be with other people. They can be there watching over and visiting and encouraging multiple of you. So let me know if that card, if that message has meaning to you. Does anybody else want a card pulled for anybody that they have lost? A loved one? You want a message from my Talking to Heaven deck? I didn't even show you the back of them yet. They're really pretty. They're clouds with a little clouded stairway to heaven. So usually our loved ones are around us all the time. Sometimes we'll feel their energy. Like I said, sometimes we'll smell their smells. We're on different energy planes and levels, so sometimes it really is hard for them to communicate with us. And it's funny, sometimes some of the movies that we see, of course we think they're all made up, but some of it is really close to reality. Like the movie Ghost, he had to learn. He was always there with her, with Patrick Swayze, with Demi Moore. He kept wanting to communicate with her, let him know he was there, but he couldn't physically make things move, so he had to learn and practice and use a lot of energy to do it. So usually they're around, and just working with cards, I know very oddly they're very accurate on the messages they send to us. So I know this deck is very accurate on the messages. If you're looking for a specific message, then it's going to give you the message that they want to get across to you. So again, whoever else is on here with us, so Mitch, again, let me know how your message went, and if you want another card, I'll be happy to pull. Usually I pull like 2 or 3 for each person. So I'll be happy to pull another one, Mitch, if you want me to. And if we have someone else on here, please let me know if you would like a Talking to Heaven message from one of your loved ones. So I'll just wait a few more minutes, because like I said last night, I know I got on here and I asked if anybody wanted a reading, and I didn't think anybody responded, so I ended it. And I guess y'all's messages are delayed because their message came through after. So I did contact them and give them a private reading after. So I'll just give you a few more minutes. If you want a reading, if you want a card pulled from my Talking to Heaven deck, if you lost a loved one and you want a message, just send me a comment real quick. Otherwise, I'll just give y'all a few more seconds, because seconds go by quite long when you're sitting here on a video doing nothing. So let me know if you have lost a loved one and you want me to pull a card from my Talking to Heaven deck to give you a message. Like I said, I'll just give y'all a few more minutes, because I know last night I missed somebody. She said hey, and then later she said she wanted a card, and I didn't even see it until I ended it, and the replay came back up. So for some reason the messages seem to be delayed. So if you want a card pulled, let me know. I'll give you a few more seconds, and then I'll just end it for tonight. I might pull one more just for the fun of it, just while we're killing time. So if you've lost a loved one and you've been feeling their presence, or asking for a message or asking for a sign, this may just be for you. So let's pull this card from Talking to Heaven deck and see what message we're getting. Oh, we've already pulled this one. So maybe somebody new's on here that didn't get. I might pull one more. This is, I've become one of your guides. So like I said, we all have guides that help guide us through life, and they're a little different than a guardian angel. So if you've lost a loved one, they're letting you know that they're here as one of your guides. So they're helping see you through. So let's pull another. I see all of your thoughts. Now sometimes that kind of freaks us out because we don't think we want our loved ones and our grandparents or whomever has passed on, we don't think we want them seeing all of our thoughts or knowing everything that we think. But again, the energy in the spirit world is completely different than our human existence. So they're human, and they don't judge it when they see anything negative or anything that we might feel is inappropriate. It doesn't even come across to them as that way. So I don't see anybody else messaging me for a reading. If I ever miss you on a live reading, I will get right back with you, or just check back the next evening. Like I said, I'm trying to do these daily as much as possible, if not at least a few times a week. The next couple of weeks, I will definitely be pulling cards from a new deck, and I'm just doing a general reading right now for whoever is watching, because sometimes we'll pull a reading and it resonates with one specific person and they're going to find the video, or it may resonate with quite a few people. Otherwise, if I start getting some people on here that start asking for readings, then I can pull a card for you while you're on here live. So please come back and join me. Let me know if you're on here, if any of the messages. Oh wait, I see Nicole has come on. Hey Nicole. Like I said, the comments seem very delayed. I'm not sure why. So I do see that you're on here, Nicole. So I'm going to wait just a second. See if you have anything specific you want to ask, or if you just want a card, I'll pull a card for you. If you just joined, Nicole, this is my Talking to Heaven deck by Doreen Virtue and James Van Praagh. So these are, oh, and I have to finish pretty quick actually. My battery's low. I didn't even look at that. Okay, so let me pull a card for you, Nicole. So again, this is my Talking to Heaven deck. And so this is messages from a lost loved one. A lot of times we'll feel them, or we're just really, really wanting a message, or they're really on our mind and we kind of feel like we wish we could talk to them. So this is going to be a message from, oh, you lost your baby. I'm so sorry to hear. Yes, let's pull you some cards from your baby boy. Oh, so sweet. He wants you to know that you will be together again. So sweet. And he's just giving you a message, because I know a lot of times we have heartaches and it's really hard to comprehend the reason behind some of these things. And sometimes that will start causing anger, you know, just discontent and anger and unhappiness. But your baby is also wanting you to know to not lose heart. Life is a series of choices, and to choose love. So I want you to keep your good heart, and love yourself, and don't ever, you know, don't ever, oh, you said he was a boy. You said you wanted a message from him, so I did see that just in your message before I pulled any cards. So yeah, like I said, a lot of times we'll just kind of lose heart. You'll feel guilty, or you'll blame yourself. or you'll start hating yourself or just completely, feeling worthless. But he's definitely letting you know that you have full control over that, that you did not have anything to do with losing him. Anybody that's gone, even as bad or untimely as it seems for us, is already planned, and it's for a bigger reason than we can even comprehend. So he wants you to have love in your heart, and not hate and sadness and guilt or anger. To choose love for others and for yourself. So let's pull one more. I always like 3 cards. That's okay, Nicole. Sometimes some of my card readings, they do have gender differences, so I will pull up genders, but you just happen to mention that he was a he. One more. Oh. We have been together in dreams. So if you are having dreams at night, or you dream about your baby, you could even dream about him as different ages, is the odd thing too. You might dream about him as different ages, or you might dream about him almost even being someone else, and it's him, but you're trying to figure out why is it this person. The spirits will come and communicate with us in our dreams. It's easier, like I was saying earlier, we're on a different time and dimension and energy level, so sometimes it is hard for them to communicate with us, but it's easier for them to communicate in our dreams, because our vibration, our energy level and our vibration is at a different level, so it's much easier for them to communicate with us. So they'll come visit us. Sometimes they'll give us messages. Sometimes we just think we're dreaming about them, but a lot of times it is actually them coming to visit you in your dreams. So, like I said, I probably have to end it because my phone is fixing to die and cut us off. But thank you all for joining. This is my most live visitors and most interactions so far, because I'm brand new. So please keep checking back. I'm going to try to do these daily, if possible, if not at least a few times a week. You can always private message me to see about private readings. Otherwise, everybody have a great night, and I hope a couple of you received some messages that you really needed. Thank you. Blessings to everyone.